south of here that grew walnuts, and you know, your average size walnut is about this big. But from the plants watered with the Ormus materials, he has pictures of walnuts that are like the size of a tennis ball.
So you combine this thing with fractal field theory. That is a fractal field, literally.
So
yes.
Increasing the fractality in the plant, increasing the size.
Right, and our device will make the water molecules more fractal, which will be better food for this process, so it all fits together.
Yeah, and then you consume those foods, and you know how we were saying that the body contains a lot of these high spin states. All the microtubules, which you have millions of microtubules in all your nerve cells. Your nerve cells, you've got millions, billions of nerve cells through your body. These microtubules are a real neat area of interest too. They are basically like single atom chains that form this tube, and they're essentially superconductors and very advanced quantum computers.
We'll bring up a picture in a moment. There were some questions though.
Sorry, what was that?
Repeat the names of the two guys who are doing work on transmutation within the body.
Oh, okay. Richard Allen Miller. Yes, Richard Allen Miller's website is northwestbotanicals.com. And if you type in his name into Google, you'll come up with this information. He's done a lot of really neat work in these areas.
Richard Allen Miller?
Yeah.
Okay.
And sorry, what was
the other one was Louis Kevrin, by the way.
Louis Kevrin?
That famous French guy, yeah.
And what was that? Sorry, that website, subtleenergies.com.
Yeah. SUBT.
How do you transform solid to gold?
Okay. so once you have your precipitate, you have the high spin state gold atoms in there. Now there are some. What we found when you try to force some of these things, like they will naturally go into this state. Like the Ormus, for example, doesn't like to stay contained. It can be contained by metal shielding, but it doesn't like to stay in whatever you have. And because they're so small, they'll tunnel out of it. I've seen people who've made a lot of these materials and they store them in glass jars, and they'll go to lift up the glass jar, and the top will pop off right at the surface of the fluid in there, because so many of these metals tunnel through the glass and they weaken the glass and like that. So, but when you try to force them in and out of these states, you require high heat, high pressures, and some people have actually poisoned themselves with bursts of gamma radiation that happen in between. So it's not really recommended that you do this at home.
Remember, heaven is not about containment, it's about distribution.
So there are techniques, and the stuff the information is slowly being disseminated, but yeah, some people just don't want to say too much about it at this point.
I have to say, I carry a little bit of David Hudson's white powder gold with me. I have it here. But it actually, when you hold it, it can burn your aura a bit.
Yeah.
And that's why, at a deeper level, these materials, the more chemically it was made instead of biologically, the more painful it is to hold it, actually. There's a deep lesson here. Just like the person who was there when a magnet was formed, their emotions in that magnet. The same is true for the person who made the white gold powder.
Right.
So if the white gold powder is made in a sterile plant full of steel and aluminum, it actually is painful. I can tell you that from personal experience.
Yeah, very much so. It's the same with the saltwater precipitate. Depending on where you do it and who does it, it seems like it has a very strong affinity for capturing the feelings of the time. So you really have to have pure thoughts and